The law of the price tag is where the team gives up something in order to succeed. By paying a price, a team can succeed in a project they are doing, and Maxwell talks about 4 truths in his book, The 17 Indisputable Laws of Teamwork. First, the price must be paid by everyone. Second, the price must be paid all the time. Third, the price increases if the team wants to improve, change, or keep winning. Fourth, the price never decreases. The challenge of this law is the actual process of paying the price, as not everyone can pay the price and man up failing the team. The price of sacrifice cannot happen if a team member has certain personalities that make him or her not make the sacrifice needed for the team. The price of time is restricted to people if people can make the time for the team because of other duties. This can force people to miss opportunities like getting to know one another or getting certain jobs done. The price of personal development can be the hardest to pay, as it can be hard for a person to change who they are into the people they need to be for the team. Finally, the price of unselfishness can cause members to think more about the team than themselves, which can force selfish people to change or end up leaving the team. For us as a design team, we must make sure we know the price needed to succeed in a team and can be willing to pay it. By allowing the price to be paid, especially early in the team development, the price can be compounded and benefit the team. We must make sure we know what to give up for the team and for ourselves.
Another challenge that can arise during the norming stage of a team's development is the problem of creativity. Now, while creativity in itself is not a problem, creativity can become a problem during the norming stage because there is so many ideas being spread around. Having a lot of creativity and ideas being thrown around in a group is of course a great thing, but it can become debilitating to a team if they do not have the processes set in place to help them sift through the ideas and collectively decide on the idea that will benefit the team the most. It's easy for people to get hung up on their personal ideas and think that theirs is the best option all the time, no matter what, constantly. When you have people like this in a group, it has potential to breed into a situation called the prisoner's dilemma. In the standard situation of the prisoner's dilemma, there are two prisoners, A and B, and they are given the same options, but they have no contact with one another. The first option is that prisoner A can testify against B while B says nothing, which results in prisoner A getting 0 years in prison while B gets 3 years in prison, and vice versa. If neither A or B testify against one another, then they both get 1 year in prison. But if both of them confess on each other, then they both get 2 years in prison. In this model of game theory, the prisoners are quote unquote rewarded for betrayal, but the reward isn't as high as if they had both collaborated together. This model has to do with prison sentences, but it can be applied to almost any group scenario. For instance, in the previously mentioned situation where one team member is selfishly trying to push their single idea as the only good option, the rest of the team is potentially going to suffer for it. Whereas if everyone collaborates together, then everyone can mutually benefit and not just an individual.
Since the beginning, we have definitely came together as a group. Before, we weren't really trusting, didn't really know how each person's work was going to come out. And since then, we've actually became a really nicely knit group. We trust each other and know that no matter what goes on, no matter what complications we have, that we're actually going to get the work done and move forward through the class. Each of us brings something different to the team, but now that we're in the norming stage, we know what to expect from each person and know the quality of work. I also feel that we use the law of the scoreboard. I don't think we underscore at all. I always think that we're checking ourselves and looking back and making sure that we're moving forward and hitting goals. I do think that we've had to make some adjustments and adapt, but overall, I feel that we're winning.
The purpose of the law of the bench is for a team to understand who their starters and who the people on the bench are. Relating it to this class would mean that the main idea is that you have your leader and your team members. Deciding who and knowing who you are on the team can be challenging, but is also very important as well. Every person on the team gives some type of value to the team and is equally important as the other. The leader of the team needs to be able to give the team a vision and goal to strive for, and the team members need to work together with the leader to make everything possible. Just because a team member may not be a leader does not mean that they aren't as important. In the future, any person may need to take a leading position and need to work just as hard as their leader does. There is also a person in a team known as the inner circle member who is able to keep the team together and bring a strong connection between the other members. Next is the law of identity, which expresses that values will define a team. Team members need to work together in the same type of ways to avoid any issues. Team members who want to do their own type of work is going to cause some type of problem for the other team members. A team needs to have values that will pull a team together and have a foundation to work from. Team members need to look at each other and see what everyone else needs and how everyone works to know how to work together properly. The leader of the team needs to make sure that his team has the right type of values to follow and help communicate what needs to be done throughout the team.